The events are over.
Yeah, we're up to the Mishnah on Nun Beis, then Beis and Beis, and we'll Il Nishma Simi Marasi. I'm just going to say Imi Marasi. I think you know who it is by now.
What?
Huh? Zacha? That's interesting. I'm going to take a picture of it. Okay. Chatos Hatzibor Hayachid. So the first Mishnah we dealt with was with the Param HaNisrafim, Sir Nisrafim, Yom Kippur, Helen Dover, Krem Mashiach, and now we get this what's called Chatas Chitzonios. It's called Chitzonios because the avoid is done on the outside Mizbeach. Okay. Chatas Hatzibor V'Hayachid, Eluhein Chatas Hatzibor, Siri Rosh Chodashim, Shel Moyados, the Sirim of Rosh Chodesh and the Moyados. So you might recall that every month you bring a sale of Chatas. Every month you see the Chatas and you bring it because Tumish Mikdash Kedashav. Yeah, you might remember that, right?
When we first went to yesterday, back in what's from.
I tell you. Yeah. So Tumish Mikdash Kedashav, and Shchitasim B'Tzafon. Shchit is in the north. We learned it Hekesh from Oila. The Kibul Domin B'Klisharis B'Tzafon. Kabbalah has to be in the north. The Domin Toyin Arba Matanis Al Aberkronis. And the dam has to be placed on the four corners of the Mizbeach. And we're going to have machloeks exactly how that was done. Right. Kate side. How did it work out? So guys, picture, Heshi was kind enough to give us a picture. So if take a look.
Heshi?
Yeah, Heshi gave us a picture.
Not out.
Huh?
You get to your lunch break?
Okay. You see a colored picture of Mizbeach? Guys, you see a colored picture of Mizbeach, yes? Okay, so now.
For you, though? Wow. Why isn't it in color, Heshi?
Okay, well now what?
How long did it take you to draw this up? Tell me why.
So guys, we're not going to go with the fact the fact that it's superimposed, that we didn't get there yet. Okay, if you walk up the Mizbeach, let's say at any point in 20, you're going from south to north, guys. You're going from south to north. So remember, keep in mind, when you turn, you got to turn to the right. So if you go up here at the Mizbeach, the first point you're going to hit is the southeast. Right? If you're going from south, you're going up 20, right? You're going up 20, you're going to hit southeast. Then you're going to go ahead, you're going to hit northeast. Then you're going to hit northwest and southwest. Okay, so therefore, that's the way you go. You go counterclockwise, fellas. Counterclockwise. If you're facing the Mizbeach, when you're facing the Mizbeach, each place you're turning is to the right. And when you come down, you're going to hit the Yisoid. Now, the Yisoid you're going to hit is right over here. It's going to hit the southwest Yisoid. And now, the Yisoid, there was a little hole over here and a little hole over there. There was a western hole and a southern hole. Okay, so where are you pouring the dam? So now we have an idea what the Mishnah is discussing based upon the picture from Harold John Kelowitz. So all about Keves, you'd go up from south to north, you'd walk up the ramp, Upanal Soivev, and you would turn to the Soivev. Now, the Soivev was, I think they even illustrated over here. You see these little ramps over here? You would turn over here, there would be up above the Klira Sikra, there'd be like a ledge. And there would be like these 21. This would be going, you'd go up there, you go up to 20, go up these ramps 21, and then you'd hit the Sovev. So you're not at the top of the Mizbeach, guys, but you're a little above the midway point. and the Mizbeach was 10 amas high. And you're a little above the midway point. That's where you're at this point, where you are, but a little bit above the midway point. She'd come to the southeast. Mizrach is Sfinus, then the northeast. Then Sfinus Marabis, the northwest. Arabish Droimis, the southwest. And Shiori Adam, any leftover blood you have after you put the matanis on, you put it on the south Yisoid. You put it on the south Yisoid, and we'll have Mekaymis for this. The Ne'acholim and the Chatas Chitzonius are eaten. The Fnim and Akloyim, they're eaten inside the curtains, meaning they have to be eaten in the Kachik Kadashim. Kloyim referring to the Mishkan, where the separation was Kloyim's curtains. The Zichrei Kahuna, they can only be eaten by males. The Chol Maichel, any which way, Leo and Velayla. They can eat it any which way for day and a night. So again, you had a very, very short period of time, as we're going to see. Really, they ate it till Chatzos. Now, the first Mishnah in Bracha says, really, this man is called a Laila. And the reason is we want to keep the person away from an Avera. So they made a Sayag. So that basically is the Mishnah. And Rashi quotes sources, psukim for these different things. And we'll get into it a little bit. Now, Hechi of it, how exactly, right, the matanis of the etzba, how is it performed, fellas? How it says you put the matanis on. There's no surika. Surika, fellas, is mashma meirachik. Surika means you're taking and you're throwing it from a distance. Shvicho meant you poured it directly on. The only carbon that you put on with the fingers is the chatas. You're putting it on with your finger. Now the question is, how are you putting it on? There's two possibilities. You're putting it on the sides, or you're putting it on no. There's two possibilities. You're putting on the side itself, or you're putting on the point. You're putting on the point of you have a corner, right? So I can be putting it over here, or I can be going down the point over there. So hechi of it. How exactly do you do it? Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Laza, you have machloikas in the Amoraim, Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Laza. Chad Amar, one says that noisin ama elich va'ama elich, that you go ahead and you put on an ama from the top. You're not putting directly on the keren. You're putting an ama from the top, and on both sides. So you're not putting it on the point itself. Chad Amar, machta v'yored. You go ahead and you going down. Keneged chuta shel keren, right? The opposite keren. Now, so if you picture here you have the mizbeach, right? So this is the corner. So you can put it over here and over here, or you can be putting it down over here. That's the machlokes between Rabbi Laza and Rabbi Yochanan. We don't know who says what.
Nama means literally an amma. 18 inch, with an 18 inch.
Yeah. Amma from the top. Now, we're going to machlokes aliba the Rabbi Laza Reb Shimon. According to, we're going to see a machlokes in a second between Rabbi Laza Shimon and Rebbe. The Amar he atzma in anasas ela begufa shel keren kuliyam le pligi. That according to Rabbi Laza Reb Shimon, that he atzma nasis begufa shel keren. The Rashi says, Kloimar, kol atzma ve'ika mitzvasa ena el sham. The mitzvah is by the keren itself. Right? So kuliyam le pligi, that you do not need the point of the keren, right?
He puts it on the top of the keren?
No. Never you put it on the top. Put it on the sides. You put it on the sides.
He's standing.
He's standing on the sovev. He's standing on the side. He's not standing on top of the mizbeach. He's standing on the side of the mizbeach.
And he's putting his hand up.
Yeah. He's going up. Yeah. Don't think he's not walking around on top and putting it on the horns. No, he's not walking around. Heshi is bringing a point. That's like panel sovev, guys. Means he went to this ramp that goes not all the way up the mizbeach. It's a side ramp. The main ramp went all the way up the mizbeach. This is a side ramp, and he's moving, and he's moving over here from side to side, right? He's moving over here from side to side.
And
I mean those side ramps, that's the side ramp leading to the sovev. Okay, now, so according to Rabbi Shimon, who says the ikka mitzvah of the chatas is einanasa ella begufa shel keren, that's on the mizbeach itself. The kuliyama loy pligi. No one disagrees that the whole keren is kasha to put it on. In other words, he holds you put on the keren itself. So the keren, you don't have to put it on the point. Ki pligi, is aliba the Rebbe, who says Rebbe, who holds that even if it's extending down a little bit, it's called a keren. So in other words, guys, Rabbi of Shimon, this is not a three-dimensional, so you really can't see it. So it's no point in me showing you this picture. But you have, let's say like this. You have over here, and picture my fingers as the Karen. You have on four sides, guys. So according to Rosh Shimon, you put on the Karen itself. So if you put it on the Karen itself, you don't have to get to the chud. You don't have to get to the corner like this. Everyone would hold. It's enough to go ahead and put it on the sides. Because you have the Karen itself. That's what the point is, according to Rosh Shimon. So everyone, there's no machlokes there according to Rabbi Lazar and Rabbi Yochanan. Key pligi, I'll leave it to Rebbe. Now Rebbe holds, guys, look, Rebbe holds, fellas, that going down, you don't need the horn itself. Even over here, going down an amma, fellas, you see? If you go down an amma, it's also considered, within an amma is considered the Karen. Within an amma is considered the Karen. That's Rebbe. So I'll leave, so that's where the machlokes is. Right. Key pligi, I'll leave it to Rebbe. Masava, amma elech v'amma elech, keneged Karen, who? You go ahead and one amma on one side, one amma on the other side, connected the Karen. Umasava connected chuda in tfeiloi. Connected the chuda, but not more than that. So you guys, look over here. One says you could put over here and over here, as long as it's within an amma. And the other one says, no, you get this. And that's the chud over here. Because Karen means corner. It means horn and it means corner. So it's really a machlokes. You mean the Karen, the horn, or just the corner? So if you need corner, you need this. Right. So that seems to be the discussion. Meisrei. Chatas hatzibur, the hayachid, the chatas hatzibur v'yachid, ketzad. How exactly did you perform the nesinas dam? How exactly did you perform the nesinas dam? Hayoil lekevesh, he would go up the ramp. Upon l'soiv, if you go to the soiv, literally the ramp goes around. And the soiviv is the area of the mizbeach. It's a ledge. Ubaloik lekeren droimis mizrachis. He'd come to the southeast. The toiveletz bo hayumonis hamayumonis shebiyamin min adam. Guys, this is your right hand, and this is the yamonis of the yamonis. The forefinger this is your right hand, and this is the yamonis shebiyamonis. You go to the right hand, and he would dip that in. And he would go ahead and he would how did I choimer Rashi? I forgot. How did Rashi touch choimer? He would use his thumb and his pinky to go ahead and force the blood up he would go ahead and force the blood up right.
And they push the blood.
No. To push it to make it's not on the mizbeach yet. He'd push it to make sure, guys. Look, you dipped in, but what you do is you'd push the blood up to make sure that the blood is concentrated at the top, and then you'd put it down. Then you would put it down. Okay, so. So he would gather and push the goydloi with his thumb, the dam milmaila towards the top, but and he would go ahead with the small finger also, and milmata below to force it up. Then he go to the sides, according to one opinion the sides, according to the other opinion the chuda, and he come down. Keneged chuda shel keren. Ad shemakala kol damashe be'etzba. Until what? It was all the dam that was on his fingers was finished. V'chein b'chol karen v'karen. So l'chari, what do you see? That you have to use the chud, right? Not it's the chud of the mizbeach and not the sides of the mizbeach. Good. So it's a kasha on the mandiyam who says what on kasha, the one who says that we don't know who says what. Again, guys, in Shitas Rebbe, guys, in Rabbi Elazar Shimon is not a problem. Of course, we know he means you by the Karen, you're good, because Karen means horn. But over here, that Karen means corner, and you're telling me one of them on the other means sides, it's shver, because it's mashma clearly. What do? You're pushing it up, and it says openly, you're putting it down chuda, you're putting down the point. But 1 second, you said you can put it on the sides, right? Look, guys, the Mandiyama says this, right? This and this. And now we have an opinion saying, a brisa saying, and those Manda Amrim are Amoraim. It's Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Yochanan. Now we have a brisa saying, no, you have to do this. So according to my Yomi says sides are good. How does it work? It's no good. That's our problem. That's our problem. V'hachi kamar mitzvah bechuda. I ovid ama elech less lamba. Now the mitzvah is taka to do with the chud. But if you go, in other words, zicha, that's considered the corner. But if you put on the two sides, it's also good. So in other words,
It's like coloring out of the line.
no, but I'm saying, is is that considered Karen? Yeah. So in other words, his mashma Karen, he holds his corner. But I guess a Karen can mean a little broad-minded, right? Now, my Rebbe, Elazar, Rabbi Shimon, who are they? We just met them. Like you told me the Machlokes of Elazar, Rabbi Yochanan is only according to Rebbe, not according to Elazar, Rabbi Shimon. Who are they? The Tanya. Dam mel al yoinim, nitanim mechuta sikru ulamayla. Damim that on kabbanis that went above. There are only two kabbanis that went above, guys. The chatas, carbon chatas, and the oila sa'if. Those are the only two kabbanis that went above. Chatas and oila sa'if. So those are dam mel yoinim, nitanim mechuta sikru ulamayla. Dam matachtoinim, nitanim mechuta sikru ulamata. Divi Rebbe. Rabbi Rebbe Shimon Aimer, b'medav mamurim, boila sa'if. Al b'chatis behema he atzmein anasis el al gufa shel keren. It's only one on gufa the keren, meaning not on the mizbeach above the chuta sikra, but on the keren itself, meaning that one amma project. Guys, the mizbeach was 9 amas high, and the keren was 1 amma high, so altogether 10. So it says over here you can go above the chuta sikra meant anything above the chuda sikra, and you don't have to go to the keren. And Rav Shimon says, no, not it has to be on the keren itself. So Amar Bavo, my time with the Rebbe, right? What's the reason of Rebbe? That Rebbe says you don't have to go. You could go ahead and use the chud. You don't have to go to the. How did Rebbe know that within the amas, right? Rebbe said as long as it's an amma within the keren, you're good, right? That was Rebbe Shita. So my time, he quotes the pasuk. It's a pasuk in Yecheskel. It says Harel, which means the Mizbeach, Arba Amos. Now we wasn't Arba Amos. Umahariel Ulamayla Hakronis Arba.
Is this third? This is what we did right?
The future one.
Oh, I don't know. I could be. Yeah, it's usually Yecheskel speaking about the third one. So what does it say? Vaharel Arba Amos. Umahariel Ulamayla is what is Arba. Arba Amos who the Havi? Mizbeach, that was much bigger than Arba Amis. So Amravado Arava, Umakum Kronis Arba. And the place of the Kronis was 4. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Makum Kronis Dalet Havi? Right? In other words, it's no. The Kronis is 2 by 2. It's not 4 by 4, it's 2 by 2. Says Umara, Ela Ema Rishus Kronis Dalet. The Rishus of the Kronis what is with the Dalet Amas. In other words, all around you have within an Amma to the top. That's Rebbe's reasoning. Hanan Hassam. Chut shel Sikra, Chagru be'emsa. There's like a red thread, literally, that was in the middle of the Mizbeach, and that's Lahavdil to separate between Domim Hel Yoim and Domim Atach Toinim. Minahani Mili, how do you know this? Amaravacha Barav Katina Shnemar, it says by the Mishkan and the Mizbeach, it says V'nasato say Tachas Karkoiv HaMizbeach Milmata, V'hoiso HaReshes Al Chatzi HaMizbeach. What do you mean Reshes Al Chatzi HaMizbeach? HaTori Nitne Mechitza Lahavdil B'Domim Hel Yoim. Why is it stressing chatzi? Because there's kabbanis that go above and kabbanis go below. What? You're going down the south side. You're going down. So guys, picture right. He went up the ramp, turned to the right, went all the way around and came down. He's coming down north to south. So the first place he's hitting is southwest. He's hitting southwest, and right there was a little Yisoid there. And that's where he put it. Tarabanan. Al Yisoid Mizbeach, say Yisoid Droimi. That means the southern Yisoid. Ata Oimer Yisoid Droimi or Enli Yisoid Ma'aravi. V'yilmud Sosam, and I'm a foolish fellas. We said by the Kain Mashiach, where should you put the blood? El Pesach El Moed. Where do you, when you walk out of the Pesach El Moed, what do you hit? Right, you hit the western side. Again, until now, the Mizbeach has been, in our minds, the Mizbeach is dead center, and when you're walking out from the Ulam, you're walking into the west. So, good. So now it's mafurish, guys. So now it's mafurish. So in other words, sasam, it doesn't say where to put this blood, but we have a place where it does say, and where it does say it's Pesach El Moed, which is the Maravi. So we want to know, maybe you put this also in the Maravi, right? So Amit Yilmid Yiridasim in a Kevesh Liitzasim in a Hechel. We'll learn out leaving the Kevesh and going down the ramp to coming out of the Hechel. Ma Yitziasim in a Hechel b'Samechloi. When you leave the Hechel, it's right, but you're going to hit the Yisoid that's right next to you, which is the west. Af Yiridasim in a Kevesh b'Samechloi. Because when you come down coming down north to south, the first place you can hit is southwest. Okay. Tanya, Rabbi Yishmael Loimer, Zev Zeh Yisoid Ma'aravi, right? Zev Zeh, whether it's Chatas Chitzonios or Panemius, is Yisoid Ma'aravi. Okay, guys, Rabbi Yishmael seems to go ahead. Yeah, he disagrees. So he says both are on the west. Rabbi Shimon Yochai Yomer, Zev Zeh Yisoid Ramami, both on the south. Now, Bishleim Lamad Yom Yisoid Ma'aravi, very good Rabbi Yishmael, who says the west. Ksava Yilmid Sasim and Amafurish. We're going to learn out the unstated from the stated. It states the Yisoid El Pesach El Mayed. That's stated. The Mela I'll learn when you come down by the Chatas, you put it by the west also. El Lamanda Ama Yisoid Roimi, like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who says the south, meaning even the Chatas Panemius is in the south. My timer, it's not Pesach El Mayed, guys. Guys, you hear? How could Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai entertain the thought that you put the blood of the Panemius on the southern side, when after all, when you come out of the Heichel, apparently you're hitting the western side. Mm-hmm. But you're going to skip the west to go to the south? Good. Now, Amar Avasik Savai Tana, Kula Mizbeach Mitzafan Koi. Okay, guys, now look at it's going to be known as the Harold's chart. Which means that Harold was preparing beforehand. He went to another share. They probably broke it out, and
actually the guy I gave the document from he had the chart sitting on the wall. I said, you know what? It's a nice picture.
Like we said.
No, it's the other. It's on.
It's on a.
It's on
Yeah.
No, you got it in here.
Yeah, but that's because that has been.
Yeah. No, I erased yours. I erased the second one. There's no need for the second one.
No, yes, we had two Mizbeach.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So watch the Mizbeach that the Mizbeach. If you hold the lower Mizbeach, so when you walk out of the Heichel, you're going to be hitting the west, right? The lower Mizbeach. You're going to be hitting the upper west, right? If, however, the Mizbeach is situated in the north, right? The top 23, guys. You see 23? It's situated in the north. When you walk out of 46, you're going to hit the south there. Got it? So in other words, he could say, this is El Pesach Al Moed, guys. This is El Pesach Al Moed. Geschmack. Thank you, Heshi. You see it right in front of you. That's Pesach Al Moed. So it's very, very good. So that's what Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says. So again, Rabbi Shmuel says both go to the west. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says both go to the south. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai must be of the opinion, right? He must be of the opinion that Mizbeach was situated totally in the north. So therefore, you hit the south when you come out. Lishnach Rina. Kula Pesach B'Darim Koi. There's the whole Kula Pesach B'Darim Koi. The Pischa of the Heichel was mechubed connecting the Darim and the Mizbeach because the whole Mizbeach was in the north. Okay, we say either partially in the north or totally in the north. Tana the Rabbi Shmuel who said the west, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, right? Tana, the Yeshiva Rabbi Shmuel said in the name of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Aimim Zev Zeh Yisoid Ma'aravi. So guys outside. Initially we said Rabbi Shmuel said both west. Rabbi Shmuel said both west. Rabbi Shimon said both south. Now we have the Talmidim debate Rabbi Shmuel saying that Rabbi Shimon said the west, meaning Rabbi Shimon was schlepped along to agree with Rabbi Shmuel. Okay, so now the Simonecha, what's your simon to remember who said what? Is Mashchu Gavrei leGavra. The Gavrei, in the first lashon it was Rabbi Shmuel. Gavrei, the yeshiva of Rabbi Shmuel, like a schlep Rabbi Shimon. They schlep Rabbi Shimon. Guys, you good? Little easier than last night, right? Blog won't take you. Okay. Ha'ila kachik. Ha'ila kachik kedashim shchitasayin b'tzafayin The kibul dam klishas b'safin. Now the oila is now the Gemara is going to have to ask why was it necessary by oila to say kodesh kadashim? It didn't say it by the chatas. It didn't say by the shamais. Why is this? We say this every day. Oila kacha kadashim. Why are you saying it's kacha kadashim? And look at Rashi gives you the nafkaminas. It's kacha kadashim. He lifts all bi yaitza if it comes out. With full yom can't eat it. Uchas kippurim. Right? They were tamet, I guess. Umoilin, I guess they were matamet. Umoilin ba, and there's dinner meila. That is kodesh kadashim. Shchitasim b'tzafain. The kibbaldam klisharis b'tzafain. V'tan shtei matanos shehin arba. They need two, which is four. Utuna hefshit, it has to be skinned. V'nituach, and it has to be cut up in pieces. V'kolo leishim, and it's totally burnt leishim. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean, Shtaim Shein Arba? So we can break out the Mizbeach again. If you look at any one of the Mizbeachs, look at 23, fellas. You'll notice the Yesoid Mizbeach is in the north, and it is in the west. North and west. Along the south wall and the east wall, there's nothing. Southeast, there's nothing. There's no Yisai there. Memela, here's what you would do. We have Machloikis. 23. You're going to slap on the wall. You're going to go to the north. You're going to go to the northeast. And you're going to go ahead and put on the northeast, you're going to put two. Now, there's two ways to do it. Either slapping both sides or putting one spritz on the tip, which will hit both sides. And then you're going to go to the southwest. Then you go to southwest, because those are the only two places where you be sure you get the Yisoid. And we saw earlier that you need to get the Yisoid. So it's Shtayim, Shein Arba. What does Shtayim, Shein Arba mean? You're putting four, but only in two places. As opposed to the Chatas, you walked around and went all four places. So Shtayim, Shein Arba means you're in two places, but putting four dabbings. Okay. Oila, dabbing is not the right word. Oila, my timer, Tanile Kacha Kadashim. Why do you learn Oila's Kacha Kadashim? It doesn't say Kaddish Kadashim. And certainly, since it's totally burnt, it's obviously a Kaddish Kadashim, but since it doesn't state it in the Torah, we state it in the Torah Shabbat Peh. The Domin Toyin Shtei Matanos, Hechi of it, how exactly would you put the two Matanos? So Amarav, Noisein v'choisev Noisein, you would put and you put again. In other words, two times. One, you'd slap on one side, slap on the other side, and then you go ahead and slap on one side and slap on the other side. Okay? According to Rav. Ushmula amar matana achas kimin gama noisein. Guys, so look, here's a corner, fellas. This is kimin gamma, perpendicular. This is a gamma, like this. If you put a spritz over here, it hits both sides. So in other words, this is taka Shtayim Shein Arba. It can even be only two spritzes with equals four, according to this. Kitanoi. Machloikas Rabbi and Shmuel is Machloikas Tanoim. Okay, Machloikas Rabbi and Shmuel is what is a Machloikas Tanoim. Yachol. The pasuk says by Shlomim, "V'zorku b'nei Aaron hakahanim es Adam," and it says by the Oila, "V'zorku es Adam al mizbeach saviv," and it says by the Shlomim, "V'zorku b'nei Aaron hakahanim es Adam al mizbeach saviv." So that's saviv by what? By Shlomim. It says savim by Oila, and also it says by the Asham, "There's dama yisrok al mizbeach saviv." So the Brisa we have three savivs: one by Shlomim, one by Oila, one by Asham. Okay, now. If it just said v'zarkul b'vad, well, it didn't say saviv. Picking it up. If it didn't say, it just said v'zarku and didn't say saviv. Yachol yisrakenu zrika achas. V'zarku, I'd say you go ahead and do one zrika. I would say again. It says v'zarku, do the minimal amount. Just right. Hamaloyma saviv. It says saviv to teach you that it has to be on a saviv means around the mizbeach. If it would have said saviv and didn't say v'zarku. Yachal, I would think, kechut, you have to go ahead with your finger and put it like what? Like, okay, guys, chutz look, chutz lashon machte v'yored. Zarku means from a distance. Zarku means you're taking a kli and you're throwing it from a distance. So when if it would have just said vizarku without saviv, I would have said one spritz. If it would have said saviv without zarku, I would say you don't use a kli. I would say you could go around with your finger because that's what it's mashma. That's what I would have said. Hamalayme vizarku. Haketzad. How do you accomplish this? Kimin gama b'damin shtei matanos shehein la'arba. So this Tana is this Tana of Shmuel. This Tana is like Shmuel. Like you're going ahead, like Kimin Gama, and you're spritzing on two sides. You're getting the northeast, and southwest. Rabbi Shmuel disagrees. Nemar kan by oil and shlomim it says saviv. V'nemar lahalon it says by the chatos of the miluyim by yitain al karnos hamizbeach saviv. And we learn exer shava. Malahalon by the chatos pisuk v'arba matanos. You stopped and you did 4 matanos. Afkan it says saviv by the oila pisuk v'arba matanos. You have to stop and do 4. So l'chayri, that's you would all 4 sides. Himala halon arba matanos al arba kronos. Afkan arba matanos al arba kronos. In other words, fellas, look at me. If you learn saviv from chatas, you would think that by oila you have to walk around all the way. We're learning that no, you need to get 4 corners. Now I can get 4 corners without walking around. Right? I can accomplish it one of 2 ways, either by vizarku or by putting it on each side. So if I go to the northeast, right? I put on the north side and the east side. If I go to the southwest, I put on the south side and the west side. So I would think that you have to walk all around. So therefore, there's a svara that you can't. Why? Because we know by oil guide you need the yisoid, and on the southeast there was no yisoid, so it doesn't make any sense to walk all around. That's the limud. Okay, that's the Gemara's limud. Okay, so here's your machlokes tonight. The Tanakama clearly holds that what, like Shmuel, Kimin Gama, and Rav holds like Rabbi, and Rav holds like Rabbi Shmuel, right? Malahalon pisa of Mos, Avkan pisa of Mos, Imalahalon arba matones al arba kronis. Got to walk around. That's by the Chatas Afkan, which says Soviv by the Oila arba matones al arba kronis. Amid Oila tuna yisoid. The Karen Mizrach Shloim is like Oila yisoid. So you didn't have the side. So the machlokes between Rav and Shmuel is bemis the machlokes between the Tanakama and Shmuel. Rav holds like and Tanakama and Rabbi Shmuel. Rav holds like Rabbi Shmuel that you slap on both sides, and the Shmuel holds like the Tanakama. Now, why wasn't there a yisoid? Why wasn't there a yisoid? What? Yeah. What? So now. I'm Rabbi Lasa. Lefishlei Hoysa, my timer. Why wasn't there a yisoid? I'm Rabbi Lasa. Lefishlei Hoysa v'chelko shel Tayrif. It was not in the chelik of the Tayrif. Binyamin is the Av Yitraf. Yitraf is Tayrif, so that's the nickname. Is a Tayrif. So this was not in the chelik of the Tayrif. The southeast was not in the chelik of the Tayrif. If you look at the Rashi gives you a little picture, guys. Rashi gives you a picture. You see the Mizbeach. You see Yehuda. That's now obviously that's southeast, right? You're looking north south, but you see it says that's southeast, right? It says since that chelik was in the chelik of Yehuda, it had no yisoid. It had no yisoid. Dam Rav Shmuel bar Yitzchak Mizbeach oichel bechelko shel Yehuda ama. The Mizbeach was ate up in the chelik of Yehuda and Amma. That an Amma there and Amma to the east and Amma to the south. Okay, Dam Rav Shmuel. Okay. Amar of Levi bar Chama, Amar of Chama, Rebbe Chanina, B'tzua Hoysa Yoytze Mechelko Shel Yehuda, V'nichnas Bechelko Shel Binyamin. By Binyamin had Tzaddik Mitzvah Leha B'chol Yom. Binyamin did Tzaddik. Binyamin never did an Aveir in his life. The Gemara in Shabbos, right? He was. It bothered him very much, and that L'Noitla he wanted to take it. Shenemar Chayfif Olav Kol Hayom. Chayfif, he worried about it. He was distressed about it all his days. Lefikach, since he was distressed about it, Zoiche Binyamin at Tzaddik v'naseh ushbezichnu HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he became the ushpiz of Hashem. Hashem lived in his chelek. Shenemar ubein kseifav shachein, between the kseifav of Binyamin lived what? Lived HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Oren was in that chelek of Binyamin, and the Beis Hamikdash basically, guys, was in the chelek Binyamin. The only part that was, the whole chel was, the only part that wasn't was up the Azara, up to what? Of that chelik that went out for Yehuda. So according to Agamara Pashup Pshat, that since he worried so much, he loved it so much, that was in his chelik. So I'll share and bake Sefer Shachim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu live in the Schelek. I'll share with you 2 Meshach Chachmas. And you'll have good,
Simchas Torah pass.
you'll have good Shabbos Torah. Can you see Hebrew words, Hebrew letters, guys? Okay, good. It's on the phone, yeah. You can't see it from here. It's on the phone. Okay. Do I have my phone? No, I don't. Okay. Now, Bank Safe of Shachin, guys. Listen to this. It says on the Avnei Shoham, it says Sheish Mishmosam. There were 6 from his name. Now, guys, Mem usually means part. We learn that Mem means part of. V'yishayim Perak Elam Nemarim, Omar, the Avnei Ephod Hoyakosav Ben Be'evin Echad. It was written Ben on one side, V'yamin Be'avnei Hasheni. So, picture the Kohen Gadol, guys. In the ephod, you had the Avnei Shoham, one on one shoulder, one on the other shoulder. It had Ben on one side and Yamin on the other side. V'darish tichsiv Shisha Mishmosam, Mikza Shmosam, part of his name, right? Part of his name was inside, one the other. V'chein B'tagim Yonasin. V'chein Hayechasav Binyamin, Al Shteik Seifos ephod. L'zelma Brachas Binyamin, Ubenk Seifav Shachin, guys. V'zerem is Noah. The Kohen Gadol, you had a Ben over here, Yamin over here. So Ben Seif of Shachin is remes to what? The Atzlach of the Kohen Gadol. Okay, now he gives another reason why the Beis Hamikdash was in the chelik of Binyamin. So what does he say? Listen to this, guys. V'da, the Chol HaShvatim. Now this is in both of these are in Pashas Tetzaveh. Pashas Tetzaveh Perik Chavches Pasuk Yud, I think. V'da. The Chol HaShvatim tsaru le'aviyem b'mechiras Yosef. All of the Shvatim were mitzar Yaakov by the sale of Yosef. For Yosef atzmo lo yehodia el aviv. Yosef himself did not send a text. He didn't send a telegram from Mitzrayim. Rak Yosef hoyayorim ifnei acherim. There was a cherim that he shouldn't find out, right? Aval Binyamin kivud el aviv. Binyamin was mechaber his father, and why? Because he didn't know about it. L'chein sharsav shchina b'chelkai. Therefore, since he was mechaber his father, the Shekhinah was in his place. Guys, the Gemara says, Kol shemechaberes avim imoy. Guys, listen. Kilu darti beinehem v'kivduni. Anyone who is mechaber his father and his mother, it's like I lived among them and he's mechaber me. So me the keneged me. Since he's mechaber, Hashem lived among him. Yitaka lived among him. That's why he's the chelik of Binyamin. Aval Binyamin kivud la'aviv. L'chein shosh shechin v'chelkai. U'lechein, listen to this, fellas. Kashe yoshvei mi Binyamin. K'sha'avad yoshvei mi Binyamin. Herolem Hashem Yisbarach Gadol mitzvahs kivud of. Eitzel Dama ben Esina v'daik heitiv. Fellas, the mice with Dama ben Esina, they were looking for the precious stone. You know what stone that was? That was the Yoshvei stone. That was the Yoshvei stone. And you saw the Chashivas of Binyamin through the act of Kivud of Aim of Dama ben Esina. Mosa kid, Vash, Meshachachma, not Shaykh. Guys, not Shaykh. So he has 2 different pshatim in over here. Being Seif of Shachin, literally the Kohen Gadol, and V'zerem is Noah. In addition, why the Beis Hamikdash was in the chelik, we said because he worried about his Pasha Gemara, he's giving a tam behind it. What's the tam behind it? Is because of the fact that he was mechaber his father.